This plays in G2 favor, but there's the same chance on the side for SuperMassive, and we are back into picks
5
and bans.
seconds have passed, and we've already hit like 5 bans. This was tack, 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 Maokai out, Z reaction, instant bar ban, slight hesitation on the Nidalee, instant TF ban, and now Azir gets taken
play
off.
This. Oh, wow.
And now it's
right through the batting order.
Kindred or Graves they're talking about, but what if we're fine with both? Do we then go for Ekko, is what Kikis is saying right here. I can lip read.
The Ekko is there. He played a very nice Ekko last game. Still the moments of going too hard, but he was picking up kills, being a nuisance that SuperMassive had to deal with.
And obviously with the Janna reveal, they can fear Kindred just a little less because they can knock people out of the ultimate. Obviously a minor factor in. Kindred has risen to tier 1 in terms of jungle picks, but Trick was also making a lot of mistakes. I mean, that ultimate keeps you alive, but if you're stuck in the enemy jungle, there's some issues here.
Keeps them alive too.
G2 going back to the roots here. They say, you know what, if we can trade picks of somewhat equal quality, we really want Hybrid on his comfort champ. On the Braum here, we have the Bard removed from Dumbledoge. That's his 2 best champions, in my opinion, taken away.
Yeah.
And obviously, Poppy support really isn't even good into a Braum matchup either, because he can just protect the AD carry once he gets bashed into a wall, put up the shield, deny the damage, and then counter.
SuperMassive now deciding what they will take. G2 falling back to the season. Get that peel for Hybrid, help Emperor out, allow PerkZ maybe to carry from Hole, just right in the mid lane.
Yeah, if we go back to last draft, it'll be a Kindred Poppy here, because FabFabulous favored that over the Ekko, despite many teams considering Ekko stronger, and we also saw that matchup play out as it has the entire tournament. Early pressure, early push from Ekko, and then it all comes down to the quality of the teleports to influence. Will they pick up their top laner or look for something else here?
They get Achuu's Lucian. Locking out, and it'll be his 5th play now. Coming in on that champion, decided the Ezreal may have been the right one for the last game. Still fares very well on that, but it will be Lucian for the bot lane this time. May even have the Janna for themselves, since that Braum has been picked up on the other side. PerkZ will take away the Poppy as well.
This is where they could wait another rotation for mid lane, because this is the rotation where G2 locked in Azir last game because they wanted to rush it. Right now they want as much information to make PerkZ comfortable, and they can then lock in just a generic top lane pick combined with the matching jungler. We all knew Graves was going to come out, and they take the Poppy away from the enemy team. So, well, you value Poppy more? Well, we value Poppy more now. Kikis can play it too.
Is this where PerkZ can rise to the occasion? Is that a champion that he could put into the mix for these guys?
Ryze LeBlanc matchup, it's tricky because it's very influenced by jungle, because whoever gets like CC'd, jungle can follow up, especially LeBlanc with chains, closing the gap, but Ryze can always like sprint out, which is a whole heap of damage.
Ekko is picked up. FabFabulous, you said he would favor that, and it will be going towards the top side. The final 2 picks here for G2 in our first game of the day.
SuperMassive sacrificed their counter pick on mid to go for a last pick support here. So they're basically, what they're telling here is, well, G2, you don't actually have a matching answer for this LeBlanc. Like, you have nothing. That's kind of the story they're telling here, because they could have easily locked in their support.
Until they play Morgana mid. No.
One man.
One man.
One win.
With a shield. So it's going to be that Ryze locked into the mid lane. That was the blind pick LeBlanc, though. They wanted it. Maybe the Morgana comes into the bot lane. Who knows? That would be pretty funny, though. Well, Dumbledoge waiting to make his final pickup. It's still blinking. It's still blinking on the left side.
Yeah, we're still blinking. Leona's rough. It's really fun to play Leona into Ryze, though, because he's very easy to target, but you melt. You melt so quickly these days in these team fights if you don't watch out. Very fun champion, though.
27 seconds on the clock. A final pick here for SuperMassive as they remake a team to jump back into this game. We see now G2's squad still wants to fight pretty damn hard.
I mean, both teams here.
Yeah. Ooh. And it's going to be double teleport on both sides. That's like Soraka Laka.
It's actually really smart, because this is something we've seen before over in the North American region. Soraka into Ryze too. You can put the silence field down when Ryze walks up and tries to machine gun spell you down. You just silence him and suddenly he's lost. And then we have to factor in one more thing. The difference between playing this matchup at home and in an LCS studio or here in a crowd. It is much harder to tell whether you've been silenced when you're like up in the moment, because these players are very sound driven very often, so they hear the spells come out, they're mashing their keyboard, and suddenly the damage is not flowing.
It's not happening.
You react maybe a quarter of a second, half a second later to this. I feel, or I've had that happen to me in my career at least, to like silences, because silences aren't that visible of an effect. Like a stun, yeah, you're not even moving anymore. But when you're silenced, you're trying to hit the enemy opponent. So you need to see if PerkZ can reply in time when they step out of the silence zone.
Especially in an instance in these fights, you're always looking forward. You're not looking at yourself.
Yeah.
You're looking at where your abilities are going to be going. Unless you're a melee, unless you're a Zed, right? You're the guy.
Yeah, these guys probably look at everything though. Maybe I was just a little boosted and could only look at one thing at the time, but it is very hard to play some of these things on stage as opposed to at home. You know, comfort matters, you know, like having a little bit of extra noise out there, just having to focus, the stress.
Yeah.
The weight on your shoulders, because G2, let's talk about this again, you know, they need to win this match if they have any hopes of finishing 4th place in this tournament, and if not, they definitely have to get to 5th place because they want to get as good of a seed for Europe in the World Championship as they can.
And this is where it needs to start. We said about it in the pregame. They need to mount those wins now onto that victory board. If not, it is only going to get harder from here on out. They do not have easy games to go on. SuperMassive as well have a chance to pick this one up here. Been playing very well throughout the tournament. The story really SuperMassive going and growing, and G2 has kind of been falling. G2 still owns the Rift as we head on to that. Let's do it. We're back in the game, and we will see if G2 gets the aggression they want once again.
Naru with the
Gentleman's agreement, slight damage.
That has been denied a few times in this tournament so far. G2 moving in here. Looks like they want a lane swap, and it would be wise for them because they kind of get out sustained in the bot lane against the Soraka because they won't be able to all in with Lucian, with Ezreal Braum, and more importantly, Poppy does lose against Ekko in the top lane. So I think G2, in addition to being a better lane swapping team overall, is also swapping on the merit of the matchups. Also, it helps that Soraka is kind of useless in lane swaps. Like, just nobody to heal because nobody actually takes damage. And her roaming potential is walking up and silencing the mid laner.
And we actually saw when Avermu was playing it the other day, they were roaming early, didn't have silence, and it was still very, very hectic in the fights.
It gets a little bit of poke, but that's about it.
Yeah, interesting to see. You throw some stale bananas, maybe a +1 to damage, who knows. Seeing the keystones as we start off on both sides. Jungler's obviously getting a little bit of help here as we get that swap out. And exhaust for both bot lanes.
I like
Naru's going to have the ignite. I do enjoy exhaust in these days.
Yeah, it was maybe now that it's a very much so skirmish-oriented meta game. There is a merit to bringing ignite to the table, but in Europe, where everything was very slow, almost too slow, exhaust always just got you more benefit in those later fights.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I thought was very interesting was during the finals when FabFabulous kind of said about PerkZ, he's a very, very good player. Reminds me of myself in the beginning, but
a humble brag.
The team asked, yeah, right?
And if you're a really good caster, it kind of reminds me of myself.
But he doesn't have the team aspect yet. It kind of still plays in that vacuum, but the vacuum worked in EU because he controlled the entire game.
If you can vacuum like PerkZ could in the finals, you can get rid of a lot of dirty plays, but sadly, this is not the PerkZ that we've seen this tournament.
Yeah.
All right, maps get divided into half. Let's see if it's the standard European lane swap. We saw a small change from Trick yesterday. He was suddenly at the wrong side of the map, trying to gank Stomaged when he was on Raptors yesterday. Yeah. Also trying to force the play again. It's something we see from these teams that are failing communication, even SKT in this tournament. A lot of people trying to be the hero. It's like, no, I'm going to carry this game. My team is a little unlucky, so now it's my time to shine. But it hasn't really worked. It's all about teamwork.
Makes the dream work. Don't say it for no reason. Shield goes on. Oh, just a few too many minions standing between PerkZ and Naru. The chain goes back. The flash, the ignite, the auto, and Naru gets it.
Mano a mano, PerkZ falls to Naru.
Put your dukes up.
This is the matchup coming into the tournament. People were talking about PerkZ versus Faker, PerkZ versus Maple, Maple versus Faker. I was like, yeah, Naru, hope he doesn't feed, and just completely outplays PerkZ in the 1v1. Ignite versus Teleport. What was PerkZ doing over chasing that already won trade?
There's the Ignite. Man,
he's back
teleport back to lane. Obviously going to throw it down. Didn't even get to his tier, though. That actually hurts to come back on a Mana Crystal.
Exactly. Really bad base timing here.
He's going to do that now.
He's going to act as if it didn't happen. It's like, no, I'm still in lane.
Nobody sees me.
I poked LeBlanc out. I don't know why she has a blasting wand already.
Oh, that's painful. So Naru's going to look to completely just stomp on these waves as well as PerkZ every time he gets the chance.
Ooh, and it's interesting actually, because in the midst of all the action, we've missed the fact that these lanes have equaled out.
Right, as soon as that kill happened, it was turret drop, like literally instantly.
Yeah, turret drop, but no full-on lane switch. It looks like SuperMassive is defending
I see what you're saying.
The push on the bottom, and FabFabulous went into the top lane. Usually that puts your top laner behind because he has to walk into a frozen lane here.
Right.
And that's what happened. We see a really
interesting
big
choice.
CS discrepancy here, but Kikis actually pushed out. So Kikis also made the mistake of really not freezing too much anymore. Now pushing into enemy territory. But FabFabulous is down 10 CS. Bot lane is even. We kind of missed that. Hope the analyst picks that up, sees what happened there.
Ooh, blasting want damage. Trying to come out on top. Naru will have that knight up in a little bit, and I'm sure he's just going to probably use it to get PerkZ out of the lane. 4 to 5 there, so it's also going to be level 6 for Naru. Maybe pressure from Trick will be what is necessary now that these lanes are matched up. Kikis going to show some love to bot lane, but that is a tough gank.
No flash here. If he flashes with steadfast presence, he can deny Naru!
That's it, the lockup, exactly! Played by the book.
Naru did not watch CLG versus SKT. He holds his distortion, waits to see what's happening, and Kikis with the ball flash. G2 communicated the flash was down. Kikis translated his push advantage. He made the roam. He may have just saved the game for G2 with that roam here. Put PerkZ not only back even in the matchup, but kind of leveled out the mentality. Put him back in the scenes like, it's okay, you know, mistake happened. We got you. We got your back. Work as a team. A really good roam from Kikis.
Everybody was going by the simple things. They've been trying to make too many complex things work. Going to play on a flash, things you need to do. Don't let that flash go away. It was something we actually heard Prolly say to his team going in. If somebody flashes, do not let that go away. It must be punished. Yep. And that's the way G2 finds a kill back into the game. Completely even across the statistics on the top. 6 minutes into the game here. We'll see how they can pan this one out. Back here from PerkZ as he continues to charge up, and another Doran's Ring for Naru, so he doesn't die as quick next.
Yeah, no tier yet on Emperor, which means Achuu is actually doing a great job blocking those Ezreal Qs because he has the ultimate sustain lane. He's a Doran's Cull Soraka lane. He can tank any damage he wants, as long as it doesn't get all in though.
Dumbledoge, 1-2 lock, exhaust and flash is there. Looks like he only has to use one summoner spell, and Achuu seeing the whole time an opening to continue dealing DPS, which now allows FabFabulous. Do I teleport? Yes, you do, but they're walking right into Kikis as well. Stomaged on the left side. Where do these guys come from? Out of the woodwork from SuperMassive in the left side of the map. They take down Kikis. Another kill for Naru as he picks up something after just getting taken down in the mid lane.
Yeah, G2 thought they were in the clear, but suddenly left flank, enter stage left comes Naru, comes in swinging.
Where did they even come from?
Kikis is completely caught off guard, and that's the danger of it, going aggressive on a Soraka lane with exhaust. When there's teleport wards available, instant reaction from SuperMassive, and again, G2 forcing a play, kind of seemingly panicky, that they have punished so often in the past. They've punished all these plays with teleports, and SuperMassive do the same thing. Good punish, teamwork, good shot calling. Oh, he dead. He's dead, all right.
So for a moment there, I think Trick wasn't seeing FabFabulous, but he still got the kill. However, dies himself there in a bit of chaos.
He denies Dragon.
He did deny Dragon.
Like the ultimate tilt. Right before he would leave the game, he would flash, use his ulti, and get out there. But Trick actually saw the opportunity. He saw how low SuperMassive was going on that Dragon. Ooh. They didn't bring FabFabulous over to help DPS, and Dumbledoge just gets straight up sniped.
Wasn't expecting that.
Look how low they're getting. So he's transferring health, so Dumbledoge, he can't kill himself with the healing, but Trick just flashes in for the ulti. That has to feel good. So these are two instances.
You're trying Dragon, we'll take collateral.
Where G2 Esports kind of has like these feel-good kills. The roam from Kikis.
That's true.
That play right here, these are confidence boosters. They lost a little bit at the bottom, but let's forget about that. So hopefully they're fixing some of these confidence issues.
Teleports are well coming up for PerkZ in his favor. He could be able to work around the map here now that we see SuperMassive pushing towards his bot side, and maybe something they can utilize. No wards behind SuperMassive though.
And the good thing though is it will not affect Dumbledoge at all. He is very resilient when it comes to... He trained in the...
I'm still waiting for the Raka initiation this game.
Nah, he trained in the depths of European solo queue. So he's basically telling him, you merely adopted the tilt, G2 Esports. I was born in it, molded by it. It's a very interesting fella to lane against.
Is that the word you use?
Interesting. That's the one I use on broadcast. No, I can't hit a single skill shot on that guy because I can't predict how he dodges. It's quite annoying.
There's kind of no persistent way of doing something. You can't find that.
Entropy.
He's just that good. Guy killed Faker. What do you expect?
Oh, trick.
All right.
Red buff.
There's the word in the brush. Stomaged over the wall. That's the ult. The dragon's going to be on him as well. PerkZ trying to come down with the ultimate on Flash. He's dead. That PerkZ getting the kill. And now G2 starts to take a step back into this game. They're still down 300 gold, but where's the motion after the kill? We haven't seen that too much from these teams. It's usually the kill, back to farming. When are they going to get that extra?
Yeah, Stomaged walks in, gives a gift here. Duel in the top lane.
Toe-to-toe, stun for stun, fun for fun. Mana is very low on both sides. The damage here obviously in FabFab's favor, but he can't get that catch onto Kikis as he chooses to hug the wall on his way out. 10 minutes into this one, and we're getting fights everywhere.
Yeah, feisty. Both these teams really looking for the win here. Stomaged walks to enemy jungle, gives a gift here. Good sidestep from PerkZ. We have to call out that mistake though. The blind invade without backup from support or mid laner is a very bold move to do. Yes, you have the Kindred ulti to buy time, but the immediate reaction as well. G2 is starting to finally start playing together because PerkZ moved at the start of that duel. He didn't wait for it to play out and then have the reaction. He moved immediately and found himself a free kill. He did use his flash here, so Stomaged and Naru may look to punish that.
Ping's going towards the top side. Trick actually went over the wall. If he got pinched there, he's in a 3v1, 4v1.
There's no ulti on Stomaged. Red buff goes on.
TP coming up. They know that ult's down from last time. Stomaged just got up, just goes back down, and FabFabulous will follow him back to the fountain in the fastest way possible through the CC of death. They're going to be heading towards that top lane.
Suddenly, the chaos is turning into G2's favors. They're the first one to make the play, but this time it did calculated plays, it seems. Trick not just chasing the kill, he knew about the ulti being down. No flash available either. So Stomaged trying to help his teammates, but he pays the price.
Able to make these moves, the PerkZ TP, getting into the lane faster. We're not seeing that again from SuperMassive side. It was almost a 3 teleport. It was the TF TP and the top lane TP for SuperMassive last game. That looks like it stings pretty good. Achuu, the flash is there in the heal as well, but he says, I'll take that pressure. That's good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough, because otherwise you trade summoners equal. Yeah. Right now you just trade lane dominance. You have to respect your opponent that he will flash when you flash.
Yep.
Or at least press heal.
That's true. And if you don't have the timer, that's when you start losing out on the big things.
Yeah.
You don't just flash for nothing. It looks like everybody's keeping those timers on lock. Dumbledoge, if he's the one to do it.
Public service announcement by Rivington Bislett III. Time your summoners.
No, your timers.
Do you time summoners in solo queue?
I absolutely do. And at my level, people are like, wow, thank you.
What are these numbers? What do they mean?
Yes. Looking at 1,700 gold. Math is easy here for G2. They will start to take that lead. Remember the first time these guys matched up at 17 minutes, G2 had a 2K gold lead. They were able to kind of stretch that a little bit. So they're still working at the same pace or clip as that game. Bot lane pressure towards this on Emperor. He goes a little too far forward, but it was the bait in for Trick. It was the bait in for the rest of the team, and it looks like SuperMassive is playing reactive here. Will it be enough? Stomaged goes down. They tank the turret and trade aggro between each other perfectly, and it's going to be the flash hit for Dumbledoge. That's going to be the lockdown. Concussive blows into that Winter's Bite, and man, 8-3 now, 13 minutes in. G2 is not stopping the pressure.
And it looks like these teams have swapped places. It's the grouped up teleport initiated action from G2 eSports and SuperMassive looking for the desperate cross map. All the games we've seen so far, it was a difference here. Achuu going in, but no backup from Stomaged, no ulti to keep him alive. He's stuck under the tower, but it's a 5-man party, it feels like, here from G2 eSports with the teleport from Kikis coming in just now. And then he realizes that he has to flash there to connect to the Poppy ulti. Really like seeing Poppy players use it as a combo tool rather than just a disengage tool. One of the first few players that we saw is actually in this tournament, a Looper. He kind of started playing Poppy very early, and he used that ulti very well as a combo tool. Walk up, knock him up, reposition, and then knock people into the wall. Kikis does the same thing, more or less. 3 kills here for G2. And honestly, nothing gained on the other side of the map other than some turret damage.
Almost the same game here. Parties to the bot lane one time after the other. We've seen aggression from both of these bot lanes, and it's the activation of teleports from one or the other that really starts the fight. Obviously this time in this game, G2 has the upper hand on those teleports. Now pushing towards the mid lane, the last turret they have to open up the map before second tier.
Yeah, and it's even worse when you look at the gold lead. It's 3,000 gold advantage here for G2.
Yeah, that jumped a little.
But there's a lot of gold sitting on Naru too. It's very disproportionate, so if you take him out of the equation, which G2 is looking to do.
He takes the distortion back to the front of the turret. He almost tries to kill. Oh, PerkZ does go down. The ignite hit, and that last auto attack was what Naru needed, going down valiantly, trying to do the max amount of damage he could.
Dies right before Soraka ulti is available. Would have led into another Soraka heal too.
That's true.
So very close here. Another reaction coming out here from SuperMassive.
FabFabulous pretty safe within his parallel convergence. Nice. Blocked by Achuu's calling, and they're going to be getting out of this one. I figured somebody's going to flash forward, but I saw the mana on the rest of the players of SuperMassive. Faked myself out.
Yeah, SuperMassive need to play with Naru in the equation, because if you take him out, the gold lead is even bigger for G2. He's the one in the lead. He's the one man that can kind of change the pace of the game here with a good pick here that leads into maybe a good team fight.
Be careful. Kikis taking damage really for no reason here. He's gonna get hit up pretty hard. He's just saying, I'm strong enough to do this. It looks like it gives Emperor time to hang out in lane as well. Bot lane's gonna be farmed up here by PerkZ. They start to set up their slow build up. They've been getting the fights they want though.
He was so busy showing that he could, and he never really wondered whether he should. It's like, yeah, I can do this. I can knock you up. No goal, no purpose.
Oh. Naru's gonna head over the Dragon Wall to get himself cleanly out of this.
PerkZ rotating though.
Yep, PerkZ is coming up quite quick. It looks like it'll just be another distortion off the ultimate of Naru to get himself to safety. Stomaged, hard farming here as you see him smiting out the jungle. He just got his own red as Trick did, so looks like that says SuperMassive is taking a chill pill right now as they clean up their lanes as well. Ooh. Good pressure by G2 though. They're not letting this happen without a fight.
Yeah, this remake has been really great for Trick. Complete opposite play in this game. 4-1-4 here. It's been a long time, maybe the first game even of this tournament where he has this good of a performance, because he's died something like 29 times now in total, calculating the remake.
And last game, the first of the day is, I'm not going to do this. I did it again. And here you have the chance to say, all right, I'm definitely not doing it again. And he's been safe in his engages, not too far as you were saying. And 4-1-4 is definitely going to start putting some damage on these turrets as well once he gets up close. Yeah,
and the only death here, you see a duel in the mid lane, was that like hero steal or on the dragon, the hero snipe on Dumbledoge. PerkZ flashing in.
Woo! There's that flash for flash trade, but now the respect being given to G2. SuperMassive going to start closing on the mid lane. If they can keep Kikis top, they have a bit of pressure, but it looks like he's heading back.
Yeah. SuperMassive group are very low on resources, so if it comes to a fight, they may actually get the short end of the stick here. They're peeling Naru away from the bot lane because they need him in the mid lane to buy time. But again, G2 in complete control of the pacing here, just like the later stages of the first time this match was played today.
Interesting that could have a little bit more pressure. I mean, Kikis just went back to buy a mana crystal, and then he kind of is just going to walk back up to lane here. It seems like they're being very safe with their choices. They realize going too far, SuperMassive will be able to take that and just run with the lead as they do. Here we are seeing, though, I said before, SuperMassive doesn't do too well when they're forced to play reactively. Without that lead, they're always kind of trying to find a way back in. They don't always have a solid one.
Yeah, for sure. If you look at the scaling, too, on G2, they have the means to play late game fight. Ezreal in the late game, very strong.
Yep.
Ryze is still up there. Super strong mid laner in the late game, so they can buy their time. They can group together.
So there is a 3,000 gold lead for G2. Looking at SuperMassive, what is there in? Where do they find that here?
They need to get Naru on the side lane, have him have pressure, and then flank, or find somebody isolated and one-shot them, because he still has the ability to take out a lot of these G2 players. But in group fights, they lose so much resources trying to stay even. Like, look at the poke that Achuu is taking here. Yes, the Dumbledoge will heal him up, but then Dumbledoge takes damage too. And they're kind of falling apart here, with Stomaged not here to help, and looking to assassinate PerkZ, who's not looking to make the same mistake again. G2 is kind of playing the composition very well.
Oh, enough pressure to get the turret. That's all they need. But actually, nobody's there real just yet. The turret, or minion wave rather, was just a few clicks off. And they should be able to get it now. A nice unbreakable means the turret goes down, but is that what they want for an engage? FabFabulous is itching.
And this was a good example of a well-played, well-executed 1-3-1. In each lane, adding pressure, chipping away in stronger individual matchups in the 3v3 in the mid lane. G2 won, especially because it wasn't even 3v3, because Stomaged was desperately looking for a pick, and that's why it doesn't generally work against 1-3-1 compositions. They move up the lines all at once, then they collapse, pincer, and look for a fight.
It's really a trust composition. You got to trust that everybody's going to do the right thing. Now putting all 5 members towards the bot lane here. The lane's actually in a very good position to be doing this. Naru tries to get in, the chain's only clearing minions, and the turret is just 1 hit off, unfortunately. Staying for 1 more wave here is actually quite dangerous.
Yeah, look at the flank that FabFabulous is looking for, but also look at the positioning. They're looking to keep him out of the fight. Call.
They said we're gonna get this, we have to, and then we can back as a team. Now FabFabulous can't do anything, and they almost have to yo-yo back with. Fab's just gonna run out. They know he's safe. And great lane pressure here by G2. They go and clear and can push.
Yeah, and with a proper start to the 1-3-1, that 3,000 gold lead turned into a 5,000 gold lead plus Dragon here.
Yep.
They sent each and every member in their lanes, push them up. Kikis join in mid to add some pressure to the tower. That objective was now isolated, which means slim pickings. Then they go back, isolate the jungle, ward it up, protect their flank. They have to yield mid lane here, but that's fine for a 2-turret trade overall. It was already very low. They now also have the momentum. They just some of these members on the side of SuperMassive maybe have to base later, and G2 can start building towards the next objective, and that will likely be deep red vision, and then see if they can ping the Baron. Look at it. There's already assist pings on the Baron, which means help me, guys. Not like, let's just walk in there and see what happens. No, they're actually working together as a team. Hopefully not facing too much.
Keep an eye on me while I ward, please.
Hey,
I may need somebody to jump to.
It's the most important thing. Or like when you ask them for help when you're sweeping, like, nah, you got this on your own. You only have like negative attack speed. Oh, Emperor. That's not what he was looking for.
Ouch. Wow, that was a level 12 Naru coming in on Emperor. So he definitely has the second level of his ultimate at 11, but that was instantly popping.
Naru did not expect that either. He was just basing, he was window shopping, but unlike PerkZ yesterday, he was ready for this.
PerkZ trying to go for Stomaged. That ultimate is up. They have to have that call. He's going very low here. He's only going to have the help of Hybrid, and he may just pulled Hybrid in to his own death as well with that escape route. PerkZ is going to be going towards the top side, the TP in. Bot side's going to fight as well, so they may actually have numbers here. 3v3, but the health bars are not in their favor. Achuu's going forward. He's got a 50 CS lead, so he definitely has an item lead here over the 80 carry in the game, but the true shot barrage is going to make them think twice. Trick is going in a 2v1 now for the last... Oh, it's a 1v1. Mimic got me. But it's still great. Trick comes out on top.
Trick comes out on top, but he was probably a 2v1 at the start because the... Was a 2v2 probably?
FabFabulous.
Because both teleports got cancelled here. That's what happened here. We saw Kikis wanted to TP in, suddenly that disappeared. Then FabFabulous was TPing in as well. Or he was the one that got stopped earlier. Regardless what happened, both teleports got cancelled here. Somehow in a fight. We need to rewatch what chaos ensued in the bottom lane here. Madness.
Absolute madness. Actually seeing the AD carry CS there, the map was opened up so quick with those turrets going down in the mid lane gank that Achuu's been cleaning up CS this whole time while Emperor's been helping to push lanes, and he's fallen behind so far in items now. And with Naru being able to do that, it's not what you want to see for the side of G2. Gold lead still at 4 though. 4,000 in the lead, I should say, for G2, and they're still looking for ways to keep that lead.
It's the comeback mechanic for SuperMassive. Make picks with Naru, reset, and then go for another pick here. PerkZ, it's going to be hard to kill him alone. But with the help of 2 players, he can obviously die. He's burned his flash, and that's good. That means right now when he gets silenced in teamfights, he cannot flash out.
It's amazing me how SuperMassive is always just off the side of the screen with 1 more member when they're getting these little picks. They're always within kind of arm's reach, if you will, as they make their way around the map. This buddy system is really helping to create a wall. PerkZ is in, home guards up, 23 minutes in. They're on to Naru, the chase that they want. He throws up the shield as well to get a bit of movement speed and stay with those concussive blows. Will they finish this off? Stand beside me, and they will be able to get the lockdown, but they're chasing the wrong one. That's the kill coming up for the collateral damage on Trick. 6-1-4 now for the MVP of the spring split in EU.
Yeah, combined team effort to take Naru down there. SuperMassive Getting poked out. Dumbledoge may just, yeah, you have to flash.
G2 is playing with the aggression of many people expected to see coming into this tournament. Now they're on a Stomaged under the turret. Lamb's Respite is only going to help G2 take this turret down along with Stomaged, and Naru is still waiting.
Yeah, Naru is waiting, and Achuu was on the top lane. Look at where he is pathing, and he's just entering his base just now. Kikis buying time. Dumbledoge is dead. It's all falling apart here, crumbling down.
Inhibitor turret going down now. Very well played in the 1-3-1 by G2 here in the mid game. A little bit of a catch. A nice piercing light by Achuu across the board there to do some big damage, but the 1-for-1 trade still leaves it 3-for-1.
And G2, 7,000, over 7,000 gold lead here. Looking to at least get that 5th place in lockdown. That's what they're playing for right now. They want to obviously move up to top 4. Let's reiterate for people that didn't get it quite just the first time.
How the pools work.
We're playing for seeding at Worlds, but it's not only about the top 4 seeding right now, because if you don't make that, you obviously get seeded in what we call Pool B and Pool C. If G2 end up last, they actually make it so that 2 European teams end up in that Pool C. But if they get the 5th place at least, we move 2 teams to Pool B, 1 in Pool C. And if we get lucky and G2 fight their way back into the top 4, we have 1 in Pool A, 1 in Pool B, 1 in Pool C. We being obviously Europe. That's what we like. We hope that one of our teams can bypass some of the harder groups.
And to reiterate, that's a chance for G2 to lose a spot for Europe in that sense. This is here for SuperMassive to take one if they get that 5th place spot. Yeah,
they can get a 5th place spot here, advance at least one of the IWC teams up to Pool B. And SuperMassive, if they somehow come back in this game and make it top 4, they guarantee a team from Turkey going to the World Championship. Naru looks to do that with big poke on Emperor. Is ignited.
Oh boy! That'll make you squeeze. The Ignite does not take him down. Emperor's good to go. He'll be back 3-1-4, so he actually is putting out quite a bit of damage for the team here. He continues to build up. The Miramana is all finished up with the Iceborne, so he will actually allow PerkZ and the rest of the team to continue these engages. More Winter's Bites from Hybrid, and going back to kind of the basics for G2 seems to be their gold here.
Yeah, their trick. Hello. First, the basics.
First pick that Braum. Yeah, no basics here.
That's 1v4.
Get a little ahead of themselves.
Aggression.
There's blank pages I'm looking right now. These are blank in the book.
It's the wrong book.
Whoa, Hybrid over the wall. The shield going to the left side, so he's taking damage to the back. And FabFabulous is on to Trick. These guys are all now focusing their own fights, but did FabFabulous get himself in trouble? That's the vacuum he's trying to fight, and we've been talking about oh so much throughout this tournament. And the passive speed may have just saved his skin enough. Time Winder to the back, no chase potential really coming out here unless the Winter's Bite connects. PerkZ, no ultimates coming up soon for him, so coast to coast fight from top lane to mid lane.
Yeah, Trick definitely playing in a vacuum there. Almost got cleaned up though. Kikis now engaging. Naru holding his distortion very wisely so.
Learn quick.
But yeah, the point of aggression was all centered deep enemy red jungle for G2, and SuperMassive at all costs want to defend that, because that is step 1 towards securing Baron vision. You want deep vision, push up your lanes, then deny vision around Baron, and that's when you can bait. Either you do the Baron very quickly at like 30 minutes in the game, or you just force the face check from SuperMassive. With the introduction of blue trinkets, that entire ordeal is a little harder, because you need to repeat that process for every blue trinket. It looks like we may just find our way out, because we're in China.
That's the PerkZ everybody's used to seeing, going straight in. Kikis with the engage on a Dumbledoge. He throws the Equinox back, trying to silence out. You see the culling coming across. Kikis holding on for dear life with a sliver of health here as they make their way onto the second inhibitor turret. Slowly, Hybrid makes his way in now. Kikis just behind still, as added pressure with Emperor. And they are eyes on the prize. G2 trying to catapult themselves ahead in that score here at MSI Shanghai. And it looks like they will have to wait a little bit longer. They're really playing with danger right now as they make their way into the base. 28 minutes in, and with home guards back and forth, they have to be careful of SuperMassive's FabFabulous and Naru.
Yeah, 7,000 gold lead on the spot here. 2 inhibitors down. Facing right now, spending a lot of that hard-earned gold. Let's see.
Look at the items in general, just of Trick to Stomaged. Oh.
G2 strength in numbers, and again, this fight leads to nothing here. This is absolutely useless for G2, and it can only cost them the game here.
It's 2v3, 4, but they're walking in one by one, allowing the champions to do the damage necessary. Emperor will go down here. I don't know if G2 actually wants to fight this. You see Trick kind of hovering down. He may put himself in a bad spot, but
it was a nice, nice display of strength, but to what goal? What purpose?
And a nice display of greed.
Yeah, very nice display of greed. Like, what are they hoping to achieve here? G2 not synchronized in their bases.
Yeah.
Lose a lot of tempo. They could have all 5 been out of the base, sending out the Baron Vision with pinks right now, but they elected not to do it. But because SuperMassive is still struggling with this double inhibitor deficit, they lose control of the Baron here. G2 has started it. It's going at a mild pace. It does look like SuperMassive is too far off to challenge it, and they yield.
Going to be difficult, but the right decision due to the placement on the map here. 30 minutes in. G2 looking at just about a 10,000 gold lead here with what may come off of this. 2 dragons in their favor really hasn't been the objective. It's been kills to turrets. They really don't want to mess with chances for Supermassive Turkey to get back in this game. Given that dragon situation, may just be a way for Naru to get himself in, get those flanks, find the wards that they need. Right now, those wards are pretty much staying on the side of Supermassives. You can see they have a security system littered up, but they would probably want a few of those a little bit deeper. G2 going to work on that vision right now. It looks like they're going to go to work on top turret as well. Push up now from Emperor in the mid lane. G2's ready to get back inside the base.
Yeah, back inside the base, hopefully not thinking too much about the rest of the tournament here. With this win, G2 would equalize the wins with SKT. Obviously, SKT have one more game to play where they can equalize it out, but if they keep losing, then G2 will be tied. That's what they need right now. They need this victory right here. The first step is obviously this inhibitor in the top lane.
Slow movement, watching Naru, watching those assassins, keeping an eye on Achuu. Wow, there's Dumbledoge, wasn't even looking and I blinked, he is down. Naru's gonna get some hits now. Trick getting himself out, Lamb actually turns around before attacking him. Trick stays alive with lifeline and life grip from his mom Mortius. And now they're in on the base, Stomaged up against the Nexus and he's gonna be pinned to death against home plate. And now G2's looking for it.
Yeah, one Nexus tower drop, the second one is falling. G2 eSports looking to bounce back here.
Nexus turret's going down. The Nexus is now open. 50 gold up for grabs. It's falling quick. It's falling fast. 31 minutes in, and G2 put another W in the win column over Turkey's Supermassive. Very much needed win.
Yeah.
And a smile.
Nah, that face says it all.
We haven't really seen it lately.
I guess I'm happy, says PerkZ.
I guess.
Disappointed. Smile. At least a little genuine smiles are coming out between PerkZ and Hybrid. Emperor leading the way on the handshakes. This was a much needed win.
Yeah.
It took him 2 games, including the remake. Supermassive, I think they made the right choice going for the remake. When you look at the information at hand, they were likely losing that first game.
Agreed.
And now they lost the second game convincingly, so we can say that G2 deserved this victory.
And now their day only gets harder as they move on. The tournament only gets harder as they move on, and not much time to make quick work of their errors. Fix those up, right the wrongs, and come out strong as they did here in the second match against Supermassive. Owning the Rift, support behind them of the European fans. It's been back and forth, but as you said, Krepo, you have to sweep the excuses under the rug. You have to look forward, and you have to get the wins ahead.
Yeah, let's just look at the play here. We saw some improvement. But we see the medicine is working. The symptoms are still there to a lesser degree.
It's a slight cough.
They're already, they're no longer on the deathbed against this team at least. But yeah, they're still greeting a little bit. They're still making these over-eager plays, especially when they get a head trick. Was 1v4ing at one point in the bottom side of the map. PerkZ and I believe it was Emperor were trying to duke it out. I know, 1v5. But overall, strong team fighting composition. Kikis with some good flanks, some good... a lot of time bought for G2 overall.
Yep.
And Supermassive, they tried to fight their way out, but they just couldn't.
And as we said, G2 back to basics. Braum first pick, see what the other team has to deal out, and then start putting your composition together after that. And Hybrid played well. He was actually always there in situations where I thought, again, G2 was going to be dropping themselves into a I think I can. One after the other, they drop. But they were able to actually all collapse, even though SuperMassive plays that buddy system and plays very close to each other, hip to hip. So now with G2's second win against SuperMassive,